Our final topic this week is drug busts by APD. Local media recently reported that APD has a judge's approval to manufacture crack cocaine, but the department denies that it is doing so. Instead, the department officials told KRQE that the department is using drugs from previous busts to sell in undercover operations. Alicia, let me start with you. What do you think about this practice? The big overall question, the overall practice of using drugs to use these reverse stings, as they're known.
Well, there's two major issues here, right? And the first of which is this legal? Because as this story continues to unfold, we're seeing that the courts did not support this activity. And so now the question is it even legal what they have done already?
Go ahead, back up a little bit and stay on there for a quick second.
Sure.
What are the steps involved in order to be able to do that? And why are the courts either involved or not involved in this?
Well, it sounds like the courts needed to approve the process, and the district attorney needed to collaborate on that.
Right.
So
interesting. Yeah.
it doesn't seem like that's happened.
But the police department spokesman said, and it's been reported, he said, we really didn't need this affidavit.
Right.
We just did it to give ourselves more credibility.
I see.
But something else came out in this. This all happened in February when they had this affidavit that wasn't approved, although they said it was, or wasn't legal. But something else came out. They've been doing this since 1993. So my big question is, why now?
Right.
Why go get an affidavit, go before a judge now, if you've been doing it all these years?
Right.
Well, I think that's because the public trust is at an all-time low of the police department. So they're trying to cover their bases. But my question is this: what is the goal of these sting operations, right? It takes resources, it's intensive, you have undercover officers. If the goal is to get drugs off the streets, is selling drugs to low-level addicts the way to do that?
Right.
Because then we're sending these addicts to MDC and it's not a rehab facility. And then we're talking about overcrowding again. So is this really getting the drugs off the streets? And that's the question I have. And now the legality of it is the bigger question.
Dan, how does this change the dynamics of the situation now that the district attorney Brandenburg has come out and said, no, we did not sign off on this? You look at the assistant DA section of the affidavit, it's blank. There's no signature, there's nothing. Does this change things markedly as you look at this?
Well, it's a continuation of an ongoing battle between Kerry Brandenburg and APD on a variety of fronts. In this particular case, I do know that the City Council wants to know why this was happening. It sounds unusual. Apparently, reverse drug operations have happened in the past, but you know, the APD is facing some new questions from the people who hold the purse strings, the City Council, and in particular, they've asked APD to take a fresh look at this informally. They've asked, not passed a particular bill, and decide whether this is really a smart way to use their resources to go after, you know, people. I think these are pretty marginal suspects in some cases. They may be homeless or mentally ill. So I do know APD is under pressure to rethink this.
You know, Senator Alicia mentioned low-level drug use, users, that kind of thing. Do we really want to be putting drugs out in the street like this? You know, the department says we've never lost any. You know, as we've been doing this, as Martha mentions, for a long time, we've never lost any of these drugs. But do we know that? You know what I mean? We don't know if they could say that. Are you willing to take the risk, you personally, to have a safer streets, putting drugs out on the street like that?
Well, I mean, I'd say yes.
Okay.
And honestly, for me, where's the beef on this?
Okay.
That's my feeling. Let's let the professionals do what they're trained to do. I mean, teachers tell me they're, overregulated. There's too much oversight. Nurses and doctors tell me the same thing. I mean, it's amazing that too many cooks in the kitchen. So these are people who they work for APD. They've been trained in drug nuisances and let's let them do their job. They tell us constituents are complaining about people buying and selling drugs on the street. So they go in, low-level users. These aren't just people with some joints and an ounce of marijuana. I mean, we're talking about meth and heroin and addictive drugs. So we get them. We arrest them. We put them in jail. The door opens to some kind of recovery. At least they're engaged in the system. So two good things are happening from my view. One is we're responding to neighbors' concerns. Second thing is at least we're opening the door to some kind of rehab. for low-level users. And we might prevent somebody from overdosing on meth or heroin, which is a good thing.
Martha, it's interesting. I hear your point. I hear the senator's point loud and clear. And I live in an area where folks just don't want any more drug dealing. But is it the dealer or the user? This has been a fundamental question forever.
Well,
Who do you go
chicken and
after?
egg
Right,
question.
exactly. Yeah.
But what they have said, or what the police department has said, is that it helps get the people into rehab, but that's a little bit questionable to me. The real question is, they say the drug dealers will give up and leave and go somewhere else. Well, now that is ridiculous, because if they've been doing this since 1993, why aren't all the drug dealers gone already? So that they are saying that, and they're saying that it cuts down on petty thievery and that sort of thing that the need for drugs creates. That could be data driven. They could actually gather the data and say, we've had this many fewer calls since we've done this, and this proves that it's doing some good. But they're not doing that. They're just sort of making a blanket statement saying, well, the calls have gone down since we've been doing this reverse sting.
What do you make of Ms. Brandenburg's position on reverse stings? They've been doing them, signing off on them since '93, but apparently she's not crazy about them. That's kind of a mixed message there.
Well, it is, and it's very interesting because the police department also has permission from the DEA to manufacture cocaine. So they could have done that whether or not she signed off on it, or a federal judge or anybody else. They've already got that. They've had it for 20 years. They say they've never done it. So you can make the case either way that these things do some good. I question whether going after the lowest level users is the most effective way. It's going to do something, but is it enough?
Dan, manpower was brought up by Ms. Brandenburg, saying, in essence, the police have better things to do. And again, this is going to come down to perceptions. Senator would have a lot of people in his corner from what he just talked about a second ago, but a lot of folks would agree with Martha as well and Alicia on this. Where's the public supposed to come down on this? Nobody wants drugs in the streets. I guess it's a question of how to get rid of these things.
I think that in these cases, these operations may actually have started with neighborhood leaders complaining about drug dealing on the corner, or perhaps drug addicts breaking into homes, that kind of thing. So APD, I think they are in a tough position. They, on the one hand, are trying to respond to people's concerns. On the other hand, I don't know whether this is an effective strategy or not. Clearly, some of the people involved have mixed feelings about it. In terms of staffing, the department has seen an enormous decline in officers, and I think that's putting a strain on all kinds of operations within APD.
Right.
And we'll have to see whether they can succeed in reversing that trend anytime soon.
Exactly right. That's all the time we have. Thank you, guys. Want to hear from you? Tell us what you think about the presidential campaigns in New Mexico. Visit NewMexicoInFocus.org or connect with us on Facebook and Twitter to share your thoughts. I'm Gene Grant. Thanks for joining us this week for New Mexico in Focus. Join us online to hear what the Line panelists had to say about Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders opening field offices here in New Mexico. As always, we appreciate your time and effort to stay informed and engaged, and we'll see you next week in Focus.
Funding for New Mexico in Focus provided by the McCune Charitable Foundation and the Nalita E. Walker Fund for KNME-TV, the KNME-TV Endowment Fund.
Funding for Chasing the Dream is provided by the JPB Foundation and the Ford Foundation.
And viewers like you.